Well, namaste again, and welcome to another Sunday service here at the Holy Qubtic Church of the Black Messiah. My name is Pastor Dr. Cleveland W. Enes III, also known as Ka-Hun, Anku, Sarah. As always, we'd like to begin by greeting our listening or viewing audience here on our live stream, or those who may listen to a recording of this sermon. We encourage you to come down to historic Baytown any Sunday at 9 a.m. for our Sunday service, or any Wednesday at 7 p.m. for our True Light Fellowship and Bible study. And for those of you who did make it on this kind of warm Sunday morning, we say Namastu, which means a bow to the divinity in you, and we say Shalom Reo, which simply means good morning or peaceful uprising. How's everybody doing today?
Fantastic.
Very good, very good. All right. So today we're asking a question that needs to be answered and is continuously answered in the Holy Qubtic Church, but we want to kind of bring it back to focus with regards to who we are as the Holy Qubtic Church and why what we have in the Holy Qubtic Church is so important to us. One of those things being the original books of the Bible. And so therefore today's sermon is entitled, Why Were We Not Given the Original Books of the Bible Until Now? Why were we not given the original books of the Bible until now? And why this sermon is so important, I feel, is because there are many people who don't recognize that there are original books of the Bible. There are many people who feel as if the many versions that they've been holding all of their lives based on, their parents giving it to them, or somebody who loved them giving them this version of the Bible that they hold today. They feel as if that's the only version of the Bible that is to be trusted as the Bible. Because people know that there are other versions of the Bible.
Yeah, they do.
But do they actually trust that it is the Bible? The Bible. And so today's sermon really is about helping to open our eyes as Atonis Karastians, and as well as those people who just never knew that there are actual books in the Bible that people hold today, whether it's the King James Version or New International Version, etc., etc. And there are these books that are in the Bible, in these Bibles, mentioned, but the books are not there. So automatically that should cause concern, because if there are names of books that are biblical books, but they're not in the Bible, then somebody must have been tampering with the scriptures.
Come on.
And there must have been a reason why they were doing what they were doing. Come on?
Come on.
And so, first and foremost, we just want to start off by acknowledging or recognizing who we are as the Holy Qubtic Church, because as Atonis Karastians, it's important that we be able to share with people in a concise and clear manner who we are according to the original books of the Bible. We're in book number 2, the book of the beginnings, and we're going to be it's actually on page 53, verse 59. In book number 2, and it reads, Our children suffer for a lack of knowledge.
Come on.
Why do we as children of unnamed race suffer? For a lack of
Knowledge.
That's key. Because in this country today, one of the main problems that we have is the drive to actually want to know. Whether it's this election process that we're about to embark on this week, whether it's church, whether it's education, whether it's, our everyday coming and goings, the fact that we don't care or really don't want to know more is why we're suffering.
Come on.
It has nothing to do with any government that's in power, though they do play a part in how we suffer or not suffer. But the reality of the situation is we as a people cause our own suffering Because we lack knowledge.
I'm on.
And if you lack in knowledge in the information age, then you are the fish looking for water in the middle of the ocean.
Come on.
You understand what I'm saying?
Come on. Yeah.
In the abundance of water, the fool is thirsty. Yes? Yet the knowledge of this and many processions and the events surrounding them is why the lands, churches, universities, and hospitals of Tamaray, which is ancient Africa, held a sacred name. What's the name? Qubtic. Meaning what?
Central access point.
Central access point around which all others or other societies revolved. So, this idea of who we are as a Holy Qubtic Church is very important because most people focus on Black Messiah. They don't focus on the Qubtic aspect of it. We're going to allow our dear Minister Sister Clarice to continue on because I want us to, we're going to read together from the screen as well, but I want us to make sure that we understand as atonists why it is we are called the Holy Qubtic Church, why these are the original books of the Bible. All right, let's continue, Sister Clarice.
Out of which was rebirthed the original Holy Qubtic Church, which directly brought all Tamaran, ancient African societies and cultures towards unity and unification by way of atonism, where our many divine angelic relatives, forces, precepts, teachings, and rites were brought into one unified whole, which was able to properly agree and function as the Kanisa Church.
Okay, so this word cooked, everybody say cooked.
Cooked.
Meaning central access point. Okay, so what we know as society today revolves around a center or an origin. When you speak of the origin, you're speaking of the reality of there being a central point of which all other realities that you experience today would have come from. Okay? In our day-to-day coming and going, we would say the womb. That's a central point that everybody in humanity has come from, right? The doctrines that we read today within the Holy Qubtic Church also come out of a central point, that being the Holy Qubtic Church. All right? And so, as we just read, it said, out of this, they said what? The Holy Qubtic Church, or the original Holy Qubtic Church, was what? Rebirth. Say rebirth.
Rebirth.
So, there was never a time when we as a people were not here. That may sound crazy to some people. But the reality of the situation is, if you are made of the elements that make up nature, and there is no age on oxygen, and there is no age on carbon, and there is no age on that which makes you up, then how do you have an age? So we are continuously rebirthed over and over and over again. You understand? And so it says, Sister Clarice, let's continue.
The Holy Qubtic Church was reestablished by the high priest, seer, and prophet Anku the Great around 3,500 BCE or 2000 BC, depending on which calendar is consulted.
All right, so Ankh-an-Atun, who is credited by theologians around the world, they call him Akhenaten, is who they know as the father of monotheism. Because they would have called Atonism our original true religious identity. They, being the Greco-Romans and others, would refer to Atonism as monotheism. However, monotheism, as they call it today, originally was known as Atonism, and it was the rebirth of the Holy Qubtic Church around 3500 BCE or 2000 BC, depending on which calendar is consulted. Let's continue.
Thereby reestablishing the original teachings of the divine Tamaran quality of 1, the Most High Father, 2, Blessed Mother, 3, Willing Son, and 4, Holy Soul, that was stolen by Constantine, the Roman emperor, who had it watered down, mistranslated, altered, and mistaught by way of the First Nicene Council, in such a way as to create a new religious branch of monotheism that was the first recognized church of combined Greek, Hellenistic, and Roman imperial cult teachings, namely the Roman Catholic Church, in his attempt to unify many of the tribes of Europe as one under the European Empire. Sorry, under the Roman Empire.
Okay, so what is happening here? Ankh and Aton and those who were working with him saw a need for our true religious identity to be reestablished, whereby the divine Tamarain quality. What's the divine Tamarain or ancient African quality? It says one was what? The Most High Heavenly Father. 2, the Blessed Mother. 3, the what? The willing Son. And 4, the Holy Soul. So Constantine, the Roman Emperor, 325 AD, Nicene Council, they're taking this quality, and what are they doing with the woman? Moving her out. Yes? And so now it's a Trinity, and when you look up the word Trinity, you'll even see that that was not a reality within European doctrines from their beginnings. They borrowed the reality of the Trinity and made it what they needed it to be in order to do what? Unify them.
Right.
They used this doctrine to unify themselves. So for us, Nubian Melanites, to try to use a doctrine that was initially intended to unite Europeans is tantamount to us being the children who suffer for a lack of knowledge. Because this idea that something that was designed for somebody else is going to work for you is going to continuously cause you to be in a predicament where you're at the bottom of the totem pole. And we as Nubian Melanites, we as Africans, we as Caribbeans, we as Latinos, we are at the bottom of the totem pole. We speak everybody else's language, we buy everybody else's food, we worship everybody else's God, we wear everybody else's clothes, we read everybody else's knowledge and scriptures, and yet we're trying to figure out why we can't figure it out.
Come on.
You understand? And so this is why today I'm like, let's just go back to basics. Let's just get back to why we're even here. Why is the Holy Qubtic Church here in the Bahamas? Why is it in London? Why is it in California and Trinidad and around the world? Why are we even reestablishing this true religious identity? Because if we don't understand that, then we can't even understand the original books of the Bible.
Come on.
It just becomes a book that you have that nobody else has, that says some stuff that nobody else says. And that waters it down. That's not what this is. That's not why this was given to us. You understand? We are re-establishing a reality that is necessary for us to rule ourselves. This is what thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven actually means. This idea that we're going to go somewhere and be in heaven, and in the meantime we're going to just let the devil run over us, is a bunch of crap. Because that's what people are doing right now. You got many of the clergy and many of those who are near to the clergy living beautifully, and the people who are in the churches struggling to pay bills, struggling to pay their rent, struggling to pay their mortgage, can hardly get to church, gotta need to get the church bus, gotta this, that, and at the same time, we talking about we too blessed to be stressed. When is it gonna end? When is the suffering gonna end? And you decide to get some knowledge of self and kind. Amun? And so, let's understand why. Let's go to the book of Psalms. Let's understand why we're even in the mindset where we don't want to know who we are. Go to Psalm 83. Okay? Let me bring it up. The promise is to read, sing it up, read too much. Yes, Sister Clarice. So, we're going to read Psalm 83. Sister Clarice, you can start reading that for us, please. Verse 1.
Keep not thou silence, O God, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God.
So this is a prayer. This is a request. This is the psalmist asking for the Most High Heavenly One to not be quiet, to please now share with us the realities that are going to help us to get out of the troubles that we're in. Amen?
Amen.
Verse 2.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
So they are enemies of the Most High Heavenly One. And the enemies of the Most High Heavenly One, it says, makes a tumult. And this word tumult in the Hebrew is the word hama. And this word hama means to what? To, let's read together. To murmur. To do what? Growl. To do what? To do what? Do what else? Mourn. Oh my gosh. Do what else? Rage. What else? What else?
Make noise.
Tumult again. To be what? Clamorous. To be what? Disquieted. Be what else?
Loud.
Be what?
Move.
Be what?
Trouble.
Be what?
In an uproar.
In an uproar. Why are they in an uproar? Because you decided that you were going to pick up your true religious identity. Because you decided that you were going to make a concentrated and a concerned effort to decide to live like the Messiah and not just follow the Messiah. Remember, that's a groupie. You following someone, you could follow Jay-Z around the world. That doesn't mean you can rock. You understand? So you following someone don't make you like them. You understand? But if you living like the Messiah, then you will become like the Messiah. Amen? And so, as soon as the children of the Most High begin to stand up, then there's this uproar. Because the reality of the situation is, most people talk about this devil, and they say, oh, this devil is the enemy. Oh, and the enemy is the enemy is the enemy, and the enemy is the enemy. You open the fridge and the egg drop and the enemy. You understand what I'm saying? You come home and leave the water dripping, oh, the enemy busy. No, you just left the water on. You didn't put the egg in the fridge properly.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? No, but the enemy. You know, we can show you who the enemy is right now. Right? Let's continue reading, my sister.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people,
Yes.
and of counsel against thy hidden ones.
So, they've taken crafty counsel. There are people who get together, whether they're sitting in one room, or they're online, or whatever the case may be, and they're taking crafty counsel. And this means simply to be subtle or shrewd. They're smiling with you. They're telling you that, yeah, man, we appreciate what y'all doing, you know. You know what I'm saying? I like the fact that y'all helping the people. And I say, yeah, I see all those people dressed in white, right? Yeah, man. But meanwhile, they got counsel trying to figure out how to destroy the children of the Most High. You understand? I don't just mean in the Bahamas. I mean those who are comfortable with this chaos, with this uproar. You understand? They find a way to get together and destroy the children of the Most High, destroy the doctrine of the Most High. But let's understand what else is going on. Verse 4.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Oh. So how do you cut a people off so that they don't remember who they are as a nation? That's a serious, serious thing. We ain't talking about one and two people. We're not talking about one kanisa. We're talking about a whole people. We're going to cut them off. Cut them off from what? From the what? The knowledge of self and kind. From the original books of the Bible. See, because the original books of the Bible are going to keep you in a frame of mind where you remember who you are. And if you remember who you are, then it's going to guide you as to what you should be doing. Because once you know who you are, there's some precepts, there's some laws, there's some rights, there's some commandments that go along with being one of the 3 groups of 12 royal tribes of Ishmael, Israel, and Midiani. Amen? But if you don't understand that, if someone's telling you you're a Gentile, if someone's telling you you're a heathen, if someone's telling you that you were born in sin and you need to be saved, then that means you're simply going to never pay attention to yourself and you're going to always mimic other people. I heard the pastor this morning in the church. And somewhere above there's a God. Really? Somewhere? They done send the Hubble telescope. You ain't see God yet? Huh? Why you got to stay so far from us? We love us so much. You know anybody who loves you that much who stay that far from you? Come on now, let's bring it home now. Come on, fellas. You love the girl. But you only calling them maybe once a month. Sorry, once a week, every Sunday. For 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? How you doing? Yeah, love you too. All right. Really? She praising you, boy. Huh? Child, I got a mind out there. And he's somewhere. Somewhere out there. Really?
It's called a long distance.
Long distance. Long distance equals short relationship. So, something has happened to us. We don't remember who we are anymore. But let's take a look in the book of Luke now. I'm going to read this one together because I want y'all to see what's actually going on. Luke chapter 11, 52 to 54. Luke chapter 11. Because this enemy that people keep looking for, really in many instances comes God as the church. That in many instances is who is helping to cut you off from remembering who you are. That in many instances is who is keeping you away from the original books of the Bible. In many instances. Yes? Not because I said so. Let's see what the scriptures say. Okay, Luke chapter 11. Starting at verse 52. Let's read this together. What does it say? Woe unto you lawyers. You run by a country of lawyers. But it ain't quite mean, those type of lawyers only. Pertaining to the law, one learned in the law, in the New Testament, an interpreter and teacher of the what law? The Mosaic law. So these were keepers of the law. These were those who everybody looked up to as the keepers of the law. It says for what? For ye have taken away the what? The key knowledge. Not just any knowledge. Because the knowledge, you can know everything about nothing. You got people like that. They all in the conscious community. They can watch every documentary that you can watch. You understand? You got the big on, the little on, the middle size on, red on, the black on, you got all of that. Right? But what about the key knowledge? This key. Kias, a key. Since the keeper of the keys has the power to open and shut. How do you open up doors to relieve your suffering? You need the keys. Yes, metaphorically in the New Testament to denote power and authority of various kinds. So the key knowledge gives you power. So somebody who doesn't want you to have power is going to take away the what? The key knowledge. They're going to take away these original books of the Bible. They're going to make sure that you don't understand that there were books that were held as sacred to you as Nubian Melanites that have been taken away and have been kept away from you so that you don't have power, so that you suffer. So they have taken away the key knowledge. What? Ye entered not in yourselves, and them that were entertaining and ye hindered. So in other words, you didn't learn the key knowledge, and you made sure other people didn't learn the key knowledge. Because that's why the meek is going to dumbfound the wise. Because those who are walking around purporting themselves or others looking up to them as being wise, in many instances don't know the key knowledge. And that's why they're suffering just like you. You understand? Many of them can only thrive off of your suffering. They hope you'll realize that. Verse 53 says what? And as he said these things unto them, the who? The scribes and the Pharisees began to do what? Urge him vehemently. And to what? Provoke him to speak of many things. It was an uproar. Let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you, okay, you said that, but let me ask you this. Because I want to make sure nobody focus on what you actually saying. So I can just ask you a bunch of stuff to see if you can answer it. And the first time you can't answer a question, I can say, see, you know what you're talking about. That's what they was doing. Yes? Verse 54 says, doing what? Laying wait for him and seeking to catch something out of his mouth that they might accuse him. See? And that's what they're going to try to do to you. They're going to try to find that one thing that you say to spin everything as, oh, see, I don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all really following something that's not real, blah, 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 blah. To keep you away from the key knowledge. To keep you away from reality. You understand? And so, let's move now into the book of Revelation before we jump into some of these verses or some of this key knowledge that they've kept us from. Because Revelation chapter 10, let's start at verse 7. Revelation chapter 10. Because I want us to be clear on what day and time we're in and the importance of this knowledge. Sister Clarice, could you begin reading for us, please?
But in the days of the voice of the seventh angel, when he shall begin to sound, the mystery of God should be finished, and as he had declared to his servants, the prophets.
Okay, so let's stop. So the mystery of God, the mystery of Nataru Elohim, right? Because right here, this word God, you have the word theos. Okay, this word theos, some would say theos, all right? In the Hebrew is Elohim. In the Tamaraik, you would hear Nataru Elohim. Yes? There's not supposed to be a mystery to God.
Come on.
God is not supposed to be, I'm not saying you're going to know everything about the Most High Heavenly One, but I'm saying there's enough key knowledge to what? It says, when this angel, when the seventh angel shall begin to sound, it says, the mystery of God should be finished. So there's something that's supposed to end the mystery of God. So why is everybody who said they talking to God still talking to God like he's mysterious? Talking about God like God is mysterious.
Works in mysterious ways.
Works in mysterious ways. There's something that we're not getting. There's some key knowledge we're not getting. There's some knowledge from the origin. There's some knowledge from the womb that's been taken from us, so we don't remember who we are. As it talks about in Psalm 83. You understand? Because this is what was said to the servants and the prophets. Those who were seers, those who had the knowledge of the Dendera, the solar biological calendar. You understand? That Christianity, as Greco-Roman Christianity, does not want to touch. They don't want to touch Genesis 1 and 14, where it talks about the moon and the sun and the stars being used for signs and seasons. They want to call that astrology. That's not astrology. That's solar biology. And they don't want to touch it, because that's the key knowledge that's going to make the mystery of God be finished. Come on. Verse 8, Sister Clarice.
And the voice which I heard from heaven spake unto me
Stop.
again.
How do you hear a voice from heaven? Let's be clear about this now. Because we ain't talking about no booming noise from the heavens. Because if that was the case, why he got to write it down? Because everybody would have heard it. And everybody would have their version of what they heard. Or are they talking about the kingdom of heaven within? As it talks about in the book of Luke chapter 17. It's not no heaven where some God is talking from further than the furthest star. No, it's talking about the reality that there's a heaven within, and this is where he was hearing the voice. It says, and happened again. What happened? And said what?
And and said, Go and take the little book,
Mhm.
which is open in the hand of the angel, which standeth upon the sea and upon the earth.
Okay, so there's a little book, and this little book was supposed to be taken by Yohanan, Yohanan. And what does it say? What did he do?
And I went unto the angel and said unto him, Give me the little book.
Give me the little book. I don't think he said it exactly like that. But that's how they wrote it, because I don't think it don't work like that. Give me the little book. We have etiquette. May I please have the book? Am I worthy of the book? Go ahead.
And he said unto me, Take it and eat it up,
Mhm.
and it shall make thy belly bitter,
Yes.
but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey.
So, eat it. What does it mean to eat the book? Study it. Digest it. Relearn the key knowledge. But when you relearn it, it's going to be sweet to the mouth. We've talked about this a million times, right? Oh man, that's deep. Mind you read page 48? Oh my goodness, you saw book number 6? Mind you into that. But now you got to assimilate it into your life. That's when it becomes bitter. Because everybody got a busy schedule and everybody trying to pay their bills and everybody trying to see how they're going to just survive. You understand? But this key knowledge is telling you how to carry yourself, how to prep your food, how to pray, etc., etc., etc. And it does become bitter to the belly. Because it's coming to give you discipline. The book of John chapter 8 verse 32 says, You shall know the truth and the truth shall make you free.
You free.
But the reality is, what it says in the original languages is that you shall become disciplined. Hawe Rauna. You shall know the discipline of those who had discipline before you. And that discipline is going to make you free. That's part of the key knowledge, is the discipline. You understand? And so the discipline, in order to be a disciplined people, we have to have proper examples. And part of what is a part of the original books of the Bible are the examples of how we should all be living by way of the silsila, which is at the beginning of the original books of the Bible. And the silsila contains the names of many of the great Nubian Mennonites, whether it's Marcus Garvey, Harriet Tubman, Jan Zinga, Elijah Muhammad, or whomever, Malcolm X. All of these in their own right showed us an example of how to be disciplined. They were all disciplined in their own way. Whether you like them or not. Whether you respected them or not. Come on? So it's going to be sweet as honey. But what does it go on to say? Verse 10.
And I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up.
Right.
And it was in my mouth, sweet as honey. And as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter.
Belly was bitter. As soon as I ate it. What else does it say?
And he said unto me, Thou must prophesy again before many people and nations and towns and kings.
So, yes, it's going to be sweet to the mouth. It's going to be bitter to the belly. But now guess what your job is? You got to go and prophesy. You got to go out and tell people who are suffering because of their lack of knowledge. That's why you're here. But you can't teach. You can't reach the people if you're not eating. You understand what I'm saying? And so we move now into, let's go to page 19. And if you have your Bible, I suggest you pull it out so that we can highlight some things. Because, again, somebody decided that it was necessary to cut us off from the key knowledge, from the original books of the Bible. Okay? Let's go to Numbers chapter 21, verse 14. Because right now, we're going to show you books that are mentioned in the Bible that many hold today, whether it's the King James Version or etc., etc. We're going to show you there are books in the Bible mentioned, but the books are not in the Bible. I don't understand how that could even make any sense. Why are you hiding these books from me? Where did they go? What does it say? Wherefore it is said in the what? The book of wars of the Lord, what he did in the Red Sea and the brooks of Ammon. So there's a book of the wars of the Lord. I guess that's a 67 book. Or the 74. You know, which Bible is this coming from?
Never heard about it.
Never heard about it, right? Oh, so it must come from the original books of the Bible. Because in the original books of the Bible, there's a book called the Book of the Wars, which took place in the heavens. And that begins to explain why there was a war in heaven in Revelation chapter 12. So there's a whole book explaining that war. And how that war made it to earth. And how that war continues today. So who doesn't want you to know about the war? If you don't know you in a fight, yeah, you can get slapped. Yeah, you can get punched.
That's true.
You think when he come to shake your hand, everything cool, bro. When you go like that, hi! What happened? We fighting? Oh. Let's go now to Exodus 24 and 7. Hope you're writing these down because people are going to ask you what they was talking about in that little church in Vietnam. I want y'all to be able to see clearly what we were talking about. All right. Exodus 24 and 7 says, and he took the book of the what? And read in the audience of the people, and they said, all that the Lord had said will we do, and be what? How can you be obedient to a book you never read about, or heard about, or listened to, never was read to you? But these people said they're going to be obedient to the book of the what? Where's that book? Come on, Bible thumpers. Show it to us. Where is it? Because in the original books of the Bible, because people always ask, where you getting these original books of the Bible from? What does it mean? Original books of the Bible. The original books of the Bible has a book called the Book of Anere, making a covenant with the descendants.
I'm on.
So there's a covenant, there's a contract that you're supposed to be holding your end of the bargain, and you ain't holding it. That's why we can rub up and down in the road naked.
They made it again this year?
How you mean? Lock up traffic. Worse. Everybody trying to floss their mouth through the behind.
Oh.
Look at that part.
Just because you like
Where
it.
are your teeth?
Just because you like it.
You flossing the wrong end, sweetie. Joshua 8 and 31. Joshua 8, 31. Let's see what this says. And Moses, the servant of the Lord, commanded the children of Israel, as it is written in what? The book of the law of Moses. The book of the law of Moses. Oh, no. That's, see, Rab, you don't understand. The first 5 books is called the Torah. And that's the law of Moses. Really? Is that why Moses dies in Deuteronomy 34? If he wrote it, the Torah that is. How you wrote the book and you died in the book? Deuteronomy 34. He's dead. Okay? It says, as it is written in the book of the law of Moses, an altar of whole stones, over which no man had lifted up any iron, and they offered thereon burnt offerings unto the Lord, and sacrificed peace offerings. Well, there is in the original books of the Bible a book called the Book of the Moses, being taught by Malek Zadok. Okay, who they call Michael, the angel Michael. Right? So that has nothing to do with what people think it means if you don't understand that they are original books of the Bible. Amun?
Amun.
Let's go to Ezra 4 and 15. Ezra 4 and 15. You are, as Atonis Korastians, you are those that are seeking that key knowledge. You are those who are seeking your true religious identity and what? Embracing it, most importantly. Ezra 4 and 15. It says, that search may be made in the book of the records of thy fathers. So there's a book of the records of thy fathers. So we already have a history of not knowing who our fathers are. You took the book. So that thou find in the book of the records and know that this city is a rebellious city and hurtful unto kings and provinces, and that they have moved sedition within the same of old time, for which cause was this city destroyed. You don't even know why things happen the way that they happen anymore. You were born into chaos, and you don't know why the chaos is what it is. So you don't know who the enemy is, and you don't know who the ally is. Amun? In this book here, in the book of Ezra 4 and 15, the books of the records of thy father, is another missing book of the Bible called the Sacred Records of Atum Re. Sacred Records of Atum Re. One of the original books of the Bible. Why are they not giving you this in your church? Because we have it now. You got all these books we're talking about. You know, our Sesh, Haru, Hotep, is making sure, by way of the fraternity of true Karastian doctrines, that we have this information. There's a council that makes sure that we have this information. Amun?
Amun.
Now let us go to Joshua 10 and 13. Listen to this now. And the sun stood still. Oh, wow. And the moon stayed until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies. Is not this written in the book of where? Joshua, the book of the upright. So the sun stood still in the midst of the heaven and hasted not to go down about a whole day. Now you can't tell me you know what this means if you never read the book of Joshua. Because if you read the book of Joshua, you will learn they ain't talking about the sun. We're not going into that today. But the point of the matter is, you got people standing over this verse telling people thus said the Lord, and they never read the book of Joshua. Don't even want to read the book of Joshua. Don't care to read it. You understand? This book of Joshua, the book of the upright, one of the original books of the Bible. And it is called, in the original books of the Bible, the book of the journey of the great crystal city. The book of the journey of the great crystal city. What great crystal city? Revelation chapter 21, they talk about the what? New Jerusalem. That great crystal city. It's in there. It's in the King James. But it's not in the context that you need to know it for it to be what? Key knowledge.
Amun.
For knowledge to give you power, to take you away from the suffering. Amun?
Amun.
And that book in itself speaks of the events which changed its orbits from an arms of 25,920 years to a new orbital time of 3,600 years called a Shar, thus the name Jashur or Yashar. It's talking about the traveling of this New Jerusalem. Then let's go to 2 Chronicles 12:15. We're almost done. 2 Chronicles 12:15. Because You don't know that they're original books of the Bible. See, people think we gotta go. They think we going on Google and cutting and pasting. They ain't looking at the book they hold every day, every week. Been taught to them as a child, and these books were never mentioned, were never explained. Now the acts of Rehoboam, first and last, are they not written in the book of what? Shemaiah the prophet, and what? Edo the seer, concerning genealogies, and there were wars between Rehoboam and Jeroboam continually. So you don't understand why when we say, the scriptures say don't mix your seed. The scriptures say you need to know who you're having children with. You need to practice true eugenics. We ain't talking about that crazy stuff white people was talking about back in the day. We're talking about protecting your genetic lineage. That's what these books are talking about. But why would you know that if you never read it? Yes? This book is in the original books of the Bible is called the Book of the Genealogies. You need to know the genealogies of those that you are around. Otherwise, you're going to be in the mess you're in right now, trying to figure out why somebody you thought was your family ain't acting like your family no more. They was never your family. You understand? 2 Chronicles 17, verse 9. 2 Chronicles. We're just going to go to 17, verse 9. 2 Chronicles. And they taught in Judah and had what? The book of the law of the Lord with them, and went about throughout the cities of Judah and taught the people. How you can teach the people if you don't have the book of the law? The book of the law. This book here, that's the Torah. It's not the Torah. It's not the Torah. That's not what they was using at that particular time. This book, in the original books of the Bible, is called the Book of the Recapitulation of Several of the Laws. So several of the laws have to be taught again to a misguided people. There's a whole book on it. Because there's a way to do it. You understand? And you have to know who to even teach. Yes? I'm on? 2 Chronicles 20 and 34. 2 Chronicles 20 and 34. The reason why we're going through this. Now the rest of the acts of Jehoshaphat, first and last, behold, they are written in the book of who? Jehu. Oh. He was the black disciple. The one they didn't tell you about? Jehu? You know Jehu. Jehu? The son of Hanani, who is mentioned in the book of the kings of Israel. Another book. You understand? This book of Jehu, simply Yahuwah or Yahayu, Yahuwah, all from Yahuhi, which means, oh, who is the creative force or source of the will necessary to have life and live. In the original books of the Bible, this is called the book of a new law is given. The book of a new law is given. These are books that we have in the Holy Qubtic Church that will be revealed in short order as you assist us in revealing them. They got to be printed. We got them.
I'm on.
But they got to be printed.
I'm on.
Right? It's going to take some points. Come on?
I'm on.
Then we have Malachi 3 and 16. Then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it, and a book of what? Remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord, and that thought upon his name. This book of remembrance in the original books of the Bible is the book of the power of thought. The book of the, this is one of the original books of the Bible. The book of the power of thought. You need to understand the importance of thought and how you think creates your reality. That's where the miracles come from. How would you know that? They kept it away from you so that you wouldn't remember. Somebody's doing that to us. Genesis 5, 1 through 2. Genesis. Everybody's reading Genesis. There's a book in Genesis we don't know nothing about. Let's show you the trick. You've read this many times. Those in the Holy Qubtic Church, some of us, we're already aware of this particular book. It says that this is the book of the generations of Adam. In the day that God created man in the likeness of God made he him. So this is it. Right? 32 verses? 32 verses is a book? Come on now. I mean, if that's what writing a book is, let's get to work. Let's become, the people who wrote the most books in history. 32 verses is a book? Get out of here with that. That's not the book. You mentioned the book, but you didn't give us the book. Why did they do that to us? To cut off the key knowledge. This is why the original books of the Bible had to be given to us. We're going to answer the question as we wrap up. Right? The original books of the Bible, this particular book is the book of Adam. One bread to till the ground. One bread to till the ground. And then, last but not least, we have 2 Kings 22 and 8. And of course, these names that I'm giving you are the translated names, because they were not given in English. Right? So,
where are we now?
2 Kings 22 and 8. As we put as you get the original books of the Bible, you see these books in their true form as best we can in English. Alright? So 2 Kings 22 and 8. What does it read? And Hilkiah the high priest said unto Shaphan the scribe, I have found the book of the what? Law in the house of the Lord. And Hilkiah gave the book to Shaphan, and he read it. This book, in the original books of the Bible, the book of the numbering of divine laws. The book of the numbering of divine law, that is. Divine law. And this is just a taste of the books that have been kept away from us, even though they've been mentioned in the scriptures that people are reading continuously. And the reality of the situation is that we as a people can't wait for someone to just give us these books anymore. We have to stand up. And what is the book of John, chapter 10, say that John did with the angel? He waited for him to give him the book, right? No. He asked for the book. How do you ask for the book? Help the angel write the book. Now you understand what's going on. Help the angel. Help the messenger. You understand? As the angel, as the messenger is being asked, not me. Our boss Sesh, Haru Hotep, who sits in the seat of Gabriel. If you don't understand that, it's because you're not one of us. And ain't talking about Gabriel. He's talking about Gabriel. It's a seat within the Southern Ossetian society. It's a seat within the Holy Qubtic Church. You understand? And we couldn't receive the original books of the Bible in this day and time until one that had been appointed and who was qualified to do so made it available for us.
Come on.
So this is why it couldn't be given to us until now. Because at the end of the day, people would not accept this reality without being able to check things out. We're in a day and time where information can now in your smartphone, in your computer, etc., you can look things up. You don't have to accept what we're saying anymore. You understand? That's why we went to the verses one by one to show you that they're there. So you could go now and do some more research on them. So that you could come back and ask some better questions about them. Because that's the only way that we're going to liberate ourselves as a people. There's nobody coming to save us. Now you wait for Jesus. The first encounter you had with him, you became a slave. Anybody named Jesus coming back again, run. I ain't talking about the real living Messiah. I ain't talking about Yahshua Christ. Let's be clear about that. I'm talking about Jesus. I'm talking about the fact that we as a people continuously give our energy to other people and then expect the people to give us the energy back. Who does that? Who does that? I want to keep you a slave. I'm not giving you back no energy. I want you to worship me. I want you to dress like me. I want you to talk like me. I want you to be like me. I want you to eat like me. Because then what? I control how you spend your money.
Come on.
If I say what the style is, and I make sure I got a factory full of clothes that fit that style, and you only can come to me for the style. And if you say, no, I'm a good seamstress, I could actually make the clothes by myself, you say, yeah, but it ain't the real, it's a knockoff. And you know niggas. Ain't no real Jordans, his legs be open wide and not on the we know everything about the real one, right? And so we end today by simply saying, my brothers and sisters, that we have in our presence the reality of the original books of the Bible.
Come on.
We have each other. We have the key knowledge that's necessary for us to remember who we are. We have the ability now to do the research in order to truly put the Holy Qubtic Church at the forefront of what is being called religion in this country today. Because we are a true religious identity. We're not running away from the word religion. Religion means to bind, to tie fast. So if you bind to that which is you, it's only going to make you stronger. If you bind to that which is not you, then it's only going to enslave you. So the religion, the word itself is not the problem. What it has become is the problem. And so with that we say Amun.
Amun.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, sir.